I don't know if they can hear me.
You're live
Oh,
now.
I'm live now. I see it. All right. Hey, can you guys hear me? Hello? Hello? And hello? I'm sure you know already we lost you. All right, that's Jay reaching out to me on text. I know. I know. Almost back. All right. People still typing in the room. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. And everything that you're doing now, I had no idea what to do, and this is where this all went kablooey. I saw it said that I was live.
You are live. Why? Oh my God, man.
Hold on. Yeah, that's the right one. Wow. I hate this. I'm trying to remember this. Oh, I remember. Hold on. Oh.
Never mind, bro. Just forget it.
All right.
All right. Go ahead.
Hello? Hello. Are we back? Huh?
Yes.
Okay, we are back. I'm just trying to make sure that they can hear me. All right. This is the amazing part of what Joey does. Joey is the guy that can move through this stuff to make this all happen. If it was just left up to me, I couldn't do it. If it was left up to me, I couldn't just do it. So that's why I love Joey to death.
All right, just continue.
All right. Oh, I think I'm back on. No, I don't think I'm back on Facebook yet. All right. So we're going to keep on going. I saw that there was a lot of ones and twos on the people playing Bitcoin. I am, like I said, I am still playing that space, but I've got my money spread across that space. So just keeping your eyes on that. Bitcoin doesn't look like it's having a real good time right now. Just doesn't have a real good time right now. And still, Joey, nobody's responding to me. Say again?
I don't think you have the right chat.
Okay.
They're here, though.
Oh, they are here. All right. They are here. Glenn, it happened last Thursday. I know, but Joey wasn't with me last Thursday. Because he wasn't with me last Thursday, I was not able to do what he just did to get me back on. And I'm thinking it did it about the same amount of time into the video, Joey, just to keep you. So it was kind of interesting that it happens. Huh?
Just do your thing.
Yeah. All right. So it's just interesting. Joey will get me the chat when he can. But I want it, and I can't use the mouse right now. Oh, there you go. He's popping that out. I'm going to close this other one. All right, I closed it, and I'll take this one. Sigh. All right, so now now I can see your chat again, sort of, kind of. Joey's still using the mouse, so I can still see your chat. All right, so the next story is about a weed stock. I need it for a second. The next story is about a weed stock. Sigh. I can't find it at all.
On monitor 3.
Monitor 3. You should see it on monitor. Oh, it's not. Wow, is it stuck? There it is. All right, Tilray. Tilray posts surprise profit on cost cuts, pledges more savings. I'm not thinking that it's time to buy the marijuana stocks. John says he can't read the chat. Let's talk about Glenn. Yeah, I can read the chat. I can read the chat, believe you me. All right. I'm not ready to go on board with marijuana stocks yet, but Tilray earnings Earnings pushes stocks higher. I'm still looking at the industry. I'm not feeling the industry just quite yet. This could just be a one-off right now. Could be a one-off right now in regards to Tilray. Not ready to talk about the industry just quite yet. This is big for me. Apple chip maker Taiwan Semi notches another quarterly sales record on strong demand. Apple will help all of the other ancillary companies, such as Taiwan Semi and, a lot of other companies. So I like that story. TSMC reported December revenue of $155 billion in Taiwanese dollars. It's up almost 5% from November. That was a record number for a single month. So I think that was big enough story for me to talk about it today. Bill Gates, climate fund reportedly plans to invest $15 billion in clean energy tech. We're going to talk about a way to play that whole industry. Here it is. Somebody wanted to know. Take-Two is buying Zynga. Now, if you're not in Zynga, you're not getting this move. If you're not in Zynga, you're not getting this move. Not only that, if they're buying it, the stock's price is going to stop trading. All right, so Zynga is soaring, but if you're not in it, you probably weren't able to get into it as well. Just putting that out there. But Take-Two, I like Take-Two only because they're going to be part of the Metaverse. The Metaverse is something that I'm strongly going to keep my eye on for the year of 2022. All right, I think that it's a long time before it actually really, really takes off, but I think that the foundation for the Metaverse is starting to start up. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about those stocks as well. All right, so these are the stories that I had for today that made the news. I'm going to go to my VectorVest 7. All of those are in there. Crocs was a story in there. I don't know how I missed that, but Crocs was in there as well. But Taiwan Semi, as far as crypto, I've got Mara and Riot. As far as oil, I have the USO. As far as the Bill Gates story putting into clean energy, this is a good way to play the whole space. ICLN, and then there's Tilray. Now, as I look at these stocks, these are the stocks that made the news. These stocks are automatically sorted by our master indicator VST, which you guys learned about over the last 2 days, over the weekend, right? So the stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing, Crocs is at the top of the list. Taiwan Semi is number 2. All right, so not only are they helping Apple, Apple's helping them, this may not be a bad place to be. Crypto is getting hit, so Mara and Riot both down today. Oil is moving up higher. Even with that, Riot, where is that? USO is down 1%, and then there's the big move on Tilray because of earnings. Let's go take a look at the ones that are moving up the best today. I'm going to take the top 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 2 of them are going up. I like the oil play, especially if it's pulling back and oil could go up because of the supply issue of getting oil in. I might like the oil play. I do like the ICLN for clean energy. Let's right-click, view the stock graph. Let me pull this over. Let me pull this up on the quad thingy. I'm looking at intraday 5-minute bars. So if I'm looking at this from an intraday basis, because these were news-driven stocks, here's earnings. The earnings kicked off on Tilray. Stock jumped up, but it's pulled back since then. So it was an early morning jump on the earnings news and then moved over. All right, Taiwan Semi, a new earnings quarter for them, a good record earnings quarter, jumped up at the market open, but look at the pullback. It actually started to fade the gap from this morning. Look at that. There's the gap up from Friday's close to today, and look at the pullback. And interesting that just because a stock makes the news doesn't always mean that it bodes well for the stock. This is intraday, folks. Look at that. So the news was good on Taiwan Semi, but now let's go put this on a 3-month graph. Look at that. The 3 and the 8, 3 months, still bottom left, top right, but look at the pull-off from the session, from the 3-month high. We're about 5 days off of the 3-month high, pulling back. But overall, over the last 3 months, higher. The oil picture, on the other hand, is that we know that oil has been rising. Oil prices, gas prices at the gas pump are going up, yada, 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 yada. Here's the intraday news that, the prices were going down, but there wasn't enough news to make the price, to make USO go up. Last but not least, the Bill Gates story. Even with a $15 billion infusion into that space, wasn't enough to push the stock higher at the open and fade the gap to the upside. From this morning. Look at the gap down. Wasn't able to retrace and go back up and still pulling down. I like the stock to play the space, but intraday today, not the right play. Put this on a 3-month graph. Right now, 3-month graph, not the right play. But if we can find a level of support where ICLN can bounce up and start moving back through these levels of resistance, I like the play. Mark says, VectorVest, do you need to insert more coins to continue the stream? Mark, you know me. I love when you help us out, but we're it's up to you, my friend. And Paul, be nice. Be nice, Paul. All right. Glenn, would you add any stock onto what you already have? Say it again. Would you add any stock onto what you already have? No. All right. So the stocks that I'm looking at right now, Randy, come from this. Keep in mind, they come from the news that I saw today. So I'm not looking at individual stocks of yours today. What I am is I've already laid out what stocks I'm looking at. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me clear that. All right. Earnings this week. All right. So I looked at all of the earnings that come out for this whole week. Tilray, the earnings already came out, so it moved up. These are stocks that will have earnings going out throughout the week. Friday is the big earnings day for many of the banks, the big names like JP Morgan, Wells, Citigroup. Those will all be coming out on Friday. So keep your eyes on those. How do I know if these are going to have good earnings or not? Probability is when I look at relative safety on like JP Morgan, relative safety is at 1.3, one of the highest in this list. Chances are most likely the stock is going to meet or exceed its earnings expectations, all right? KB Home should meet or exceed. The stocks that I'm going to keep my eyes on, though, are going to be Wells, Citigroup, and Tilray had a relative safety below 1, but still, notice what they said was a surprise beat. It was a surprise because the relative safety was telling me it didn't have the high probability of beating earnings. All right. Let's do this. Let's go see what the fastest sectors are over the last 10 days. All right, we're going to go to the Unisearch tool. I'm going to go down to Delta Searches sectors. And I'm going to do a 10-day RT Delta. And I'm going to show you which sectors have gone up the most over the last 10 days. Ooh. Here's another indication that it's not the right time to buy stocks. Okay? Actually, look at the 10-day RT Delta on petroleum is up 17%. Wow, that sector is moving. So with that, let's right-click, view the stocks in that sector. Even with what the market is doing, I'm going to sort this whole list. Wow. Well, I'm going to take the top 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The sector is moving up nicely. Actually, I don't want to do it that way. I do want to do it that way. No, yeah, I do. Glenn, make up my mind. Let's go and see. These are going to still be sorted by our master indicator, VST. The sector is up nicely over the last 10 days, right? Wow. Good. Googly muggly. Let's take price off. What is this stock? OBELF. Lower dollar stock. Lower dollar stocks. Wow, good. Googly muggly. How many of you know this stock? How many of you know that OBELF is a stock that you could trade? Type a 1 in the room. If you don't know anything about this stock, type a 2 in the room. If you know about OBELF, type a 1 in the room. If you know nothing about this stock, type a 2 in the room. But For everyone who's going to type a 2, look at that. How easily did we find that even with the market's conditions right now, that this stock is kicking butt and taking names. Mona, is it Mona? Yeah, it's Mona. I'm assuming it's Mona. Mona is the only person in here that said they knew. Look at that stock. I watch the wick, but look at above on a 3-month graph. Look at the 3 and the 8. Wow, All right, let's see what other stocks are in here. Here's another one, CPG. Now, this is a more widely known name. I know this stock. All right, but it's still, with the market's conditions the way it is, we honed in on what sector was moving up the most over the last 10 days, and look at the stocks that it found. There's number 2. FANG. All right, this is pulling back. I probably wouldn't take that. I was typing 1 in the room, and Glenn went off air. Sorry, Lou, but we're back. And that was on crypto, though, right, Lou? That was on crypto. All right, so FANG, even though the sector is moving, I probably wouldn't take that one right now. And CVE, still moving up, bottom left, top right, down day to day. I'd like to see if the stock can rebound tomorrow. All right, so I like this. I like that. By way of just tuning in on a 10-day RT Delta, RT's only found in VectorVest, a 10-day RT Delta, I was able to look at that. That's just huge. Look at that, 17%. And this is how you can always stay on top of what's moving in the market. Bank is number 2, but petroleum by far is kicking the living daylights out of bank. But bank is number 2, up 6.5%. Steel, 4.76%. I love doing this exercise for you guys. I love doing this exercise for you guys, especially from a midday perspective. All right, let's go to the next thing, industry ETFs. So why do I look at industry ETFs? Because I always want to know where the money's going today. Wow. Very quickly, where's the money going? Natural gas. How cool is that to be able to have a watch list of all the major indices? You know, this is copper and gold, oil, energy, staples, utilities, financials, materials, real estate, healthcare. So the gold bugs, HUI, this is a good way to build a watch list of all of them. And as time goes along, I'm going to put more ETFs in here, but it helps me to realize on any given day from a midday perspective, where is the money going? And today it's going into natural gas. All right. I'm not building anything on the fly today. And I always like to put out some speculative plays. Because they're speculative, you guys got to know that these are real risky plays. But the reason why I even bring them to the forefront is because I look at a lot of different searches. One of the searches is actually looking at Stan Heller's EMA squeeze. I also look at David's bow tie. I've built those searches into the software the best that I can to find some early stage stocks to get into, all right, based upon their technical analysis. I also look at a search that's for inexpensive 3A crosses right now. So based on those searches that I look at, this is how I come up with some speculative plays for you to take a look at. And I want you all to understand these are risky plays, thus the name speculative. I look at the dividend yield on Fling, FLNG, dividend yield 12.8. Wow, that's huge. All right, so hold on about that. If you want to look at the dividend yield, let's look at the dividend safety, though. So that's a great yield. But from a dividend perspective, I'm not altogether feeling that. The safety tells me that the dividend is not that safe. Why? The earnings yield is sitting at 13.29. The dividend, it's actually interesting in that the earnings yield tells me that it can still pay that yield. It's still higher than the dividend yield. Interesting. Earnings growth at 31%. It does have an earnings per share of $3.11. The dividend is $3. $3 on a $23 stock. That's why that yield is high. I don't like the dividend safety, but the company looks like it is able to pay out that dividend because they are earning more than the dividend yield. Not by a lot, but they can. So Why is it a buy? Because it meets all the criteria to be a buy recommendation. Notice that dividends aren't part of the calculation, Craig. In order for a stock to get a buy, one, it's got to be above its stop price, which it is. The stop price is $21.34. It's above it, and it needs to be pulling away from the stop price. The two other things for a stock to have a buy recommendation is that the VST needs to be above 1 and RT needs to be above 1. If all four of those things are happening, Craig, the stock will be a buy. Now, because I think the dividend yield and the dividend safety may not be that great, that's got nothing to do with the stock's ability to be a buy. So I've given you the criteria for a stock to get a buy, and that's it. Too little retained earnings growth. I'm just saying that I like the stock is going up. This is short-term trading. Let's go take a look at the top four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take a look at the top four. View the stock graph. Remember, these are speculative plays, folks. These are speculative plays. Put this on a 3-month graph. Look at that. 3-8 just crossed. Big volume. I like it from that perspective. Taking you out real close to the 3-month high. A little bit of pullback, but look at the big body and the big volume. Thus the reason why I have it on this list. I look at ADMP. The stock was trending down. Nice move today. It's a 73-cent stock. 3-8 cross on good volume. Keep your eye on that stock. What else is in here? PSTI, the stock is taking out the most recent downtrend, 3-8 cross. A lot of give back right here with a lot of volume, but I like the 3-8 cross. Keep that on your radar. What else is here? There's FLNG. Very little wick at the top. A lot more good open body. RT went above 1. Volume is big volume day as well. I also like this to keep on your list. How do I find the ex-dividend date on, you've got to go to the viewers tab. Let's do this. I'll show that real quick. We're on the viewers tab. You've got to go down to events viewer down here. All right, go to the events viewer, ex-dividend dates. Let's go view all stocks, filter by stocks. Let's go see if I can put in FLNG. And I'm going out to February 28. X earnings doesn't give me a date. I may not have a date. If it doesn't give me if they haven't reported a date for the ex dividend date, I'll take it all the way out to December. If they haven't reported a date, I'm not going to have it yet. I'm all the way out to December of this year. They haven't given out a date yet. They haven't given out a date yet. All right, does that make sense? Does that make sense? They haven't given out a date yet. FLNG has been only public for 4 months. Okay, that's fine. I'm just looking at the data, Jake. And remember, this is specifically for the purposes of speculative trading. Specifically for speculative trading. All right? So, next thing. Today's big movers, I use a search, price volume boomers, to find out what stocks have moved up the most today. Zynga's at the top of that list. Look at that. Let's go look at these top 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are news-driven somehow. We already know what's going on with ZNGA. I couldn't find a whole lot of other information about these. I didn't know if I was playing. Lowe's is down today. Would you add any to what you already hold? If I don't own Lowe's right now, but if it's down, you talking about dollar cost averaging? I'm not a big fan of dollar cost averaging. There's a lot of people out there that will to lower the price cost on a stock. Who's to say that the stock is not going to keep going lower? So Randy, that's my perspective on that is, one, if I own it, I need to have a stop on it. Now, if I'm holding Lowe's long term because it plays a good dividend and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, then you're going to hold through whatever it goes through. Personally, if I own a stock like Lowe's and it's going down, even though I like the dividend or whatever I like on the stock, or I like it long term, this is where playing options comes into play. I'm not going to take the full brunt of the price decline because I can either buy a protective put or sell a covered call. That will always keep me out of the sphere of trying to dollar cost average down. Why dollar cost average and throw more money if the stock is going down? Why not use an options trade to help overcome the price depreciation? Does that make sense, Randy? Does that make... I would rather put on an options play than to throw more money as the stock's price is going down, because it can continue to go down. When will the stock's price stop going down? And Jay is right. When it starts going back up. You never know. You never know. All right, AMC, Diamond Hands, this year I am not going to fall into the meme stock world. Just not. I own AMC, I own GME. I do have 2 meme stocks that I'm in, but I am not going to hype them up. I'm just not going to do it, Steven. I know. And I know that Patrick is big on GME. I'm bigger on AMC. And we converse and talk about it. But I think that I look at my portfolio and I'm getting killed on both of them, Steven. I'm getting killed on both of them. I know better as an investor that that's not what I'm supposed to do. All right? That I just know that is not what I'm supposed to do. But I'm caught up in the meme hype right now, so I still do own them both. Am I going to tell a new investor to jump on board with them? That's totally up to you. You got to do your due diligence. Talking about those kinds of stocks, Wall Street Bets, I always type in the top 12 stocks that are talked about on Wall Street Bets. Let me bring this over for you. Here's where I go to. Look at this. GME memed 180 times. This is today, folks. Let me refresh. Look at that. 215 times today. Tilray 46 because of that earnings whole thing. AMC only 35. GME is being the most talked about right now on Wall Street Bets. Does that help or hurt? We'll see. Stock is down today. Stock is down. How do I know? Because I own it. That's how I know, because I own it. All right, so I'm not, like I said, I'm not this year going to really keep up, trying to keep up with the meme hypeness. I'd rather teach you about the stuff you need to keep your eyes on than to go into that. So that's my personal opinion, Steven. All right. Am I going to talk bad about it? Nope. Am I going to be fanatical diamond hands about it anymore? I own it. I'm in it. And I'll just go from there. Zynga being taken over at 990. So, Linda, we did talk about Zynga today. That was one of the big news stories that I had up today. If you go look, hold on, where's my big news? Zynga is in there. And TTO, both of them. Where is it? Big news. How did I miss that? I didn't. We talked about it. We did talk about it. Zynga and TTWO. Why is that not on my list? That's interesting. ZYNG. Zynga, comma, really? ZNGA. Yeah, there it is. Comma, TT, take two. Interesting that they weren't both. I showed the stories that, but there's Zynga moving up a lot. But after today, it's just going to stop. And there's TT, and there's the other side of it. All right, so because they took them on. I like this stock right here because of the Metaverse. I think overall I like it from the Metaverse perspective. There's the 3M. Big fall. They bought, took the hit again. Would I add to this position if I own it? No. What am I waiting for if I'm not in it? I'm waiting for the 3 and the 8 to cross back up. I need something to tell me that it's okay to buy, not news. Does everybody in the room understand that? Tommy, a memed stock is a stock that just gets talked a lot about on social media, which could drive the stock's price. That's what a meme stock is, Tommy. That's what a meme stock is. You wanted me to look at AOSL. I'll do that. I'll take a look. You wanted me to take a look at that. AOSL on a 3-month graph, same kind of scenario. If you're in it, though, the 3 and the 8 was your opportunity to get out. If you're still holding it, here's your line in the sand sitting at about 46.61. There's your line in the sand sitting at 46.61. There you go, Kevin. All right, I'm going to close out of that. Glenn, take the rest of the day off. You've earned it. Thank you, Mark. Actually, I am going to take the rest of the day off today. I am taking the rest of the day off today. All right, last thing. How many of you are actual VectorVest? No, let me back this up. How many of you are very interested in Metaverse stocks? Type a 1 in the room. How many of you are interested in Metaverse stocks? Type a 1 in the room. All right, type a 1 in the room. I'm going to do two things before we finish. How many of you are, now, if you're not interested in Metaverse stocks, type a 2 in the room. If you're not interested in Metaverse stocks at all, type a 2 in the room. I'm very curious. All right, and I think that overall Metaverse stocks are going to have their place in time. They are going to have their place in time. I'm just not sure when it is, but how many times have you heard, well, I got into Apple when it was $15 or $20. Some of these Metaverse stocks might be stocks for you to think about at this particular point in time. So just keep that in mind. All right. I got a couple of things that I want to show you. I know where we are in this time, Joey. I can still finish in the time you want me to. All right. Couple of things. So I wanted to know what you felt about Metaverse stocks because I got a surprise for you. I got a big surprise for you. What's the best way to play the market right now? I'm going to say contra ETFs. I've given you 10 contra ETFs. If you need to take a picture of it, take a picture of it. I've given you 10 contra ETFs to consider right now while the market is doing what it's doing. All right. The ones that I would pay more attention to are the contras. They move opposite in the market. How old is Ready Player One? Ready Player One is an awesome movie, by the way. If I'm going to look at these, I'm going to look at the contras that have relative timings above 1. That's where I'm going to concentrate the majority of my time when looking at contra ETFs. All right. So I wanted to put that out to you to show you what you can do now to take advantage of the market's conditions. All right. Contras are going to be a great way for you to take advantage of that. Last thing. Go down to, if you are a subscriber to the VectorVest software, I've got a thing here that says Metaverse stocks. Every VectorVest subscriber has this now. This was just recently done. Not only do you have a group that says Metaverse stocks, I broke them down for you into ETFs, which Metaverse stocks are for the gaming and communications, which one are hardware, which one are infrastructures, which ones represent marketing and advertising, because that's going to be done in the Metaverse as well, which ones are for payments and commerce, and which Metaverse stocks are for security. That's only available to the subscribers to the VectorVest software. Okay? And I didn't open them up because I don't want to give all of that away to you guys who are not subscribers to the VectorVest software. All right. Is it okay to hold a contra for more than a day? The volatility can hurt. Rajiv, the only contras that I will not hold overnight would be triple or double leverage contras. If I'm in non-leverage contras, I think it's okay to hold overnight with the current market's conditions. But if I've got double or triple leverage contras, I don't think I want you to hold them overnight. The list is out of focus. Can't read the list. Sonny, it's just looking. If you have a subscription to the software, you have access to the list. If you do not have a subscription to the software, you don't see any of this. All right, so I'm putting that out there for you, Sonny. Anybody who wants to take advantage of the software, go to www.vectorvest.com/YT for YouTube. You can still, if you're still skeptical about getting into the software or buying the software, 99 cents for 30 days because of that YT thing at the end for YouTube. For our YouTube subscribers, we're giving you access to the VectorVest software for 30 days for 99 cents. For those of you who already have the software and still want to take advantage of the deals that we offered at the 2-day seminar, then for that, go to www.vectorvest.com/offers. Today is the last day. That came from the Vice President of Marketing and Ray, my boss, to give you those to give you another day. All right. With that, I'm done. Let's go. Where's it at, Joey? Click on the right one for me. I don't know which one it is. I knew that. I was checking to make sure you knew that. All right, I'm done. All right, I'm done for the day. Sorry about the interruption. I'm glad that Joey was here. I'm glad that Joey was here to help me out this time. Last Thursday, he was over at the training center, and he couldn't help me. But today, he knew what to do that I didn't know what to do on Thursday. So thank you for that. Thank you for your patience. We're still working through a lot of things. All right. And next Monday, we'll do it again. Don't forget, on Thursday, we have 2 live streams. Patrick will be doing the mobile app live stream on Thursday. I will be doing Trending Thursday on Thursday. And don't forget, we have a hot stock panel this week, Wednesday. Me, Jim Penna, and Todd Schaefer will be giving you some stocks for the year, hot stocks for 2022. You don't want to miss that. That's going to be at 2 p.m. on Tuesday. Patrick's session is at 11 o'clock a.m. on Wednesday. Trending Thursday is at 2 p.m. on Thursday. Folks, we offer a lot of content, and Patrick will be putting out a video on our YouTube channel today. You don't want to miss that as well. So, folks, I got to go. Joey's got someplace to be. I'm 2 minutes over. I think he'll give me some grace for that. I'm 2 minutes over. So when are you going to start a Friday session? I don't think I'm going to do one. I'm trying right now as hard as I can to start hopefully getting another midday market update for Wednesday. All right, I'm hoping that I can get another live stream up on Wednesday from midday market like I have for Monday. All right, with that, folks, I'm out of here. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha for all my peeps in Hawaii. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. See you, folks.